So we lived inside of each other's skin for 4 days.
We
and
were
now
right
we have been,
inside.
We've been torn apart by the cruelty of pretty much every sin that man has ever committed. Is why we're no longer
apart. I feel,
together.
and what I think is interesting is that I feel like we were ripped apart, but that because of how tightly we held each other, that some of my soul ripped off in the process, and now I believe you have it in your little pocket.
Ah, that's why I'm so sad.
Yeah,
Makes sense now.
because my sad little soul
I
is
took
in your
your sad little soul and I'm carrying it with me.
carrying it around in your little watch pocket.
Occasionally, I'll look at my watch pocket like, I wonder what the time is. Oh, I'm sad now.
Oh, I'm so
Beans.
sad. Oh, Beans.
Oh, Beans.
Oh, Beans.
So, whilst we were living inside of each other's skin, you said that you couldn't believe that sodding was an actual British term and not Dragon Age.
I thought Dragon Age made that up. I thought it was a fun little thing that the dwarves say because they live in the dirt.
What other types of phrases do you think is fantasy, but is actually just a British term, which is normal for us, but confusing?
How
for an
can I
American?
possibly know that? How can I?
I don't know. I thought you would have done
out?
any research on it.
What, Googling what British slang was used in Dragon Age?
Or any fantasy thing, not even necessarily Dragon Age. Just a fantasy thing that you like.
Well, because it's so common for Dragon Age to have fantasy like cuss words, you know, like that. So they have them
like
for
what though?
every
Like
other
to say
language.
another, because you might be wrong again. I must know.
Oh God, it's like Vishanti Kafas is one.
No, we say that in the UK.
Shut the fuck up, you suck so bad. You suck. You're the worst.
That's a thing that we say in the UK.
I hate you. Can't tell me about that. I don't think that the UK is a real place. First of all, and second of all, if it was real, none of you say curses that don't sound like they came out of a fancy little boy cartoon character.
And that's me. I'm the fancy little boy
you.
cartoon character, so it's really easy for me. Yeah.
I don't remember what you said, but whatever you said just like sounded so much like it came out of the mouth of a little newspaper barker.
Was this at the Airbnb? Was this at the Airbnb when you openly mocked me and then everyone started laughing?
Probably.
Or was it somewhere else? Okay.
No.
Because I need to try to narrow down what I said.
You said, I don't remember what you said, but I said, get back to shining shoes. And then you did your little British boy bit, which was very good.
No. Because I said, do you think at the end of it all, this is going to be worth it? And then you said, get back to shining shoes. Just like when you said I could kiss you and your life would be ruined and I would be fine. And then later in the day when I said that, you stopped for a full, we laughed at it. And then 10 minutes later, you cackled and said, why the fuck did I say that? That's an insane thing to say to someone.
Insane thing to say. I just like to remind you of the power I have in this.
You have wheeled over me. Yeah, it's exceedingly strong.
Yeah.
I think you just fucking hate me, and occasionally you have to let it out in short bursts, like your microdosing cruelty.
Stand you, and this is, like we said, just a business relationship, and
absolutely it is.
You know, just like I'm sure every single one of Mr. Beast's friends has to do this to stay sane.
Yeah,
this
exactly
is. Yeah, it's exactly the same as that.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it anymore if I didn't just absolutely tear you asunder.
Asunder. We both said asunder. Did we both say asunder?
Yeah, asunder is another important Dragon Age word.
Cool. That's also a word that people use all the time, though, as well. So that one doesn't work.
It is. But it's why it's on my brain right now.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. My name is Robin. I've never played a Dragon Age game.
And my name is Dillin. I've played a Dragon Age game so many fucking times.
And this is Dorkspawn, a show where we play the Dragon Age franchise like a book club. This week is our penultimate episode of Dragon Age Origins.
Kind of.
Interesting term.
Because we have Awakening after the finale.
Oh, you are
Origins.
correct. Yeah, we do have. Okay, so
which
base
is like
game...
kind of a separate game, but kind of a DLC of Origins.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Exciting.
Yeah, this week we were both at Gen Con, so this was lucky because this week what we had to do is we had to do the Return to Ostagar DLC, and anything else that struck our fancy. However, both of us were at Gen Con. Dill got back yesterday, so you were able to play the DLC. I, luckily, as eager listeners
I hate that we've found a way to legitimize your crime.
I pre-played it because I got back at 1 a.m. and I've been at work all day. So I am legit. And also we can't fit in recording. We're again recording this on a Monday, which I think is delicious of us.
Yeah.
It feels like a million years ago because every day I spend with you, my soul leaves my body and just like it kind of loses itself to time where it's really... Every second with us is like 4 times the speed, but then also it feels like a million miles away. So it's that fun, like awful. I'm hanging out with friends and I'm having the best time ever, and then you leave, and it's like that was a million years ago.
Awful.
I'm bummed out about it. Anyway, Return to Ostagar. Tell me about it.
We went to Ostagar. No, fuck you. Tell me about it. You tell me about it. You're the one who's never played this game before. And also, you played it weeks ago, and you told me how good your notes are, and I want to hear about all these notes.
I have good notes. I do have good notes.
Talk to me.
So, whilst wandering around, there is you go to a place called the Barn Lawrence Lands, and you can meet a member of King Kaelin's honor guard who is like, hey, King Kaelin has stuff back in Ostagar. He has specifically his sword and some secret correspondence.
Yes.
And I had Alistair in my party at the time, and he was like, oh, I would actually love to go back to Ostagar. If you go there, take me. Also, probably Win would like to go. Which is fun because it's I know this happened a few times, but it's always very fun where they're like, hey, the most interesting people to take are these two. Take these, your third slot is free, and you can do that. So I left to Ostagar immediately. I took Alistair, Win, and I took Liliana, who I know wasn't there, but because she was essentially basically the first character. No, she wasn't the first character. There's loads of characters you get before Liliana. For some reason in my mind, she was just important at the Battle of Ostagar, which is not true. She was never there. But I still brought her along thinking that she would have stuff to say. She didn't at all. She was quiet as a church mouse. But also, importantly, she was a rogue who could unlock any chest, and I found that so... I was like, I'm going to need this so much. You go to Ostagar, and it is... You specifically go back to like your camp first. And it's crazy because the whole thing it's winter now. It's like all snowed over. Everything is wrecked.
It's beautiful in a way.
It's so pretty. I love it.
Yeah.
You're walking around like where you started the game, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, I remember speaking to this guy here, and I remember doing this here.
Yeah.
The Darkspawn have taken over the whole place, so you have to fight and kill a million of them. You go and you can find the joining cup.
Yeah.
Which is great, which I thought would be a huge item to give. I gave it to Alistair, and he didn't seem to care about it that much, and I was like, but
it's meant for him. You've given him all like enough gifts where it's depreciated because how you can give if someone like really loves something, it starts at like a plus 10 with depreciation. So you give them a 10, and then even if the next one, it'll be a 9, 8, 7, 6.
Oh, okay.
It goes like that.
Damn, that's a shame, because I don't even care about how much approval I got from him. I wanted to talk about it with him. I wanted to give him it, and then him like, yeah, dude, this is crazy. Do you remember when this happened? And I'm like, yeah, it's weird that Duncan didn't pick up the cup, take it with him. We didn't leave for the battle immediately. He had time to pack up his shit, but I guess he was like, nah, just leave it on the floor. I'll pick it up after the battle.
It had all our germs on it. He was like, ew.
He gets a new joining cup every time. It's not special at all.
Special joining cup so that we don't share germies.
Yeah. Well, I was excited in this DLC because I was actually really excited to meet world renowned germaphobe Duncan again, because I was so sure that he was still alive. I was like so convinced. And I still am convinced that he's still alive. Admittedly, I know more now about Duncan and his whole shit than I did at the time I played Return to Ostagar, because I had the conversation with Alistair where he's like, yeah, we have like 30 years max. Duncan was closing in on them and had the calling, and then he was
already had the calling. Yeah, he was going to walk into the deep roads anyway.
This battle is going to be like what kills me. I'm gonna do the damn thing. Still not convinced, but the writing is on the wall that I should be convinced. In the place, there's like a big mage's chest, which is the only thing that I could get from all of this zone, which was pretty trash. But whatever. You find King Kaelin's sword pretty immediately. And then you can like see a bridge that stretches out from King Kaelin's sword. And you cross the bridge, and then halfway through, you see King Kaelin. He is like held up, crucified with javelins, so dead, the deadest someone can be. There's no denying that he died in this battle. He is
all of this whole thing, so like we get little bits and pieces of it throughout the rest of the game. This DLC in particular is where Dragon Age Origins is shoving into our face that the Darkspawn have intelligence. Like that, this is like an intelligent army. Not only do we see them doing like ritual murder where they are like showing dead bodies as a sign. We also see one Darkspawn communicating to the others and like coordinating.
Yeah, you see the Darkspawn Joker, as I have him written down, because he has stupid face paint and looks like the Joker, and I hate him. He's such a fucking idiot, stupid character.
So many Darkspawn doing fucking magic, including necromancy.
That's such interesting that you brought that up, because I didn't log that before, because mages... there's just a lot of them in the world whenever I'm running around fighting, that I just never clocked that I've actually never seen a Darkspawn mage until now. That is interesting. Correct, you are. You go. You had more stuff to say. You were just about to open your mouth.
I was just bringing up the fact that this is very much loudly announcing to us that the Darkspawn are sentient and intelligent and aware of what they're doing, and are doing this like on purpose. Like they're not just a horde that's escaped hell. Like they're here
to cause misery and destruction.
And this is war. This is like a war time. Yeah.
Which, of course, at the time, this was my first time feeling this, but you do get this in Ostagar, in the Deep Roads. You get like more of the fact that they are some form of sentient beings, with the fact that with what happens with like Brianka and all that shit, and her like little team. I kind of clocked like, oh yeah, like they are actually thinking living things. Do you know what'd be crazy?
What?
It'd be really cool if you got like a Darkspawn companion at some point, because if they're thinking, breathing things, then you could have a little Darkspawn companion. What is that face for?
That would be... I would riot in the street
In a negative way?
Yeah. Fuck you. If you put a Darkspawn as a companion in this game.
But if they're sentient things that can think and are doing stuff, then the question of, like, understanding has to be brought up at some point.
So, I'm going to put a little pin in that, and we will reapproach that conversation knowing what we both know now and what we will learn in Dragon Age 2.
Okay. Great. Good. I love that all of my questions get answered in 15 weeks.
It's going to be like 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So you meet the Darkspawn Joker. A lot of this is like going through and blowing people up. In my case, anyway. You find all of King Kaelin's armor scattered throughout the world, as well as, again, his shield and his blade, which I gave at the time all to Alistair, so that he could, like, live out his little dreams of his king, because I think Alistair likes the king. But then I did, of course, give Alistair Duncan's sword, because I think that that's far hotter. And then eventually I took Kaelin's sword on.
Yeah.
As someone who believes himself to be king, I took on his sword. This was
you're
a
the
point.
coolest guy in the world.
Coolest guy in the world. Best mage to ever do it. I at this point was not yet a blood mage. I was just a mage. I hadn't specialized yet. And Quinton was fully like, I'm the greatest of all time. Like, he was in this is the first arc of Quinton's story.
Right.
Seeing King Kaelin all strung up and having all these realizations of, like, oh shit, they're actually doing this for pain purposes rather than for any other mean. Like, this is a war and they're sentient beings, all this shit, and look at all the destruction that they're causing. This was the moment that I was like, oh shit. And then Quinton was also like, oh shit, I'm way in over my head. What am I doing playing with children's toys? I'm like pretending to be this hyper important guy, and like I'm using all this as like a thesis statement experiment, when actually this is really fucking serious, and it is literally down to me to do all this. Like, I need to fix all these things.
Yeah.
So it was a big moment, which is, you know, what we briefly talked about before, because it was very important for Quinton and his, like, journey to do this early, I think. You do find Kaelin's documents, and they are talking about Orlais is teaming up with Ferelden to fight Darkspawn. Is that correct? Did I misremember that?
Did you find the corrupted mages, Magister's staff?
Yes, I did. Yes. That was the thing, because like I had just done Soldier's Peak, so all of my shit was very, very good. I gave it to Morrigan, which she used until very recently, because then I took on the staff that cost like 180 gold in the Mage's Tower. I took that on, gave Morrigan my previous staff, and then Morrigan gave the Corrupted Mage's staff to Wynn, which is my triangle of needs in mage stuff. Wynn gets the runoffs, Morrigan gets my runoffs, and I get all the best shit that is around.
Yep. No, that's correct, of course, obviously. All right. So the importance of Kaelin's documents, they bring up basically why we think Kaelin was probably more likely to have been betrayed. And it seems like Orlais, which is like pretty consistently in competition and war with Ferelden, was going to send like their army to like guard the Grey Wardens from Orlais across the border and like get them to us. Mm-hmm. And then they wanted to like as a return favor for that, propose a marriage to Alistair. So none of this on Alistair knowing, but they wanted to put together a marriage between the Mactier lines and the Thurin lines.
Oh, so they were going to force Alistair to be king?
And they were going to
royalty.
try to also get Kaelin to divorce his wife in order to do it.
Jesus.
And then basically they write the third note where they say, we're not coming, basically.
Oh.
We're not coming. And then when the Darkspawn are dealt with, maybe we'll talk about this future for us again.
Jesus. Wow. Oh, well. That's crazy. I must have only read one or two of them and not the whole, all of them. Or I looked at, because this was a DLC and there was there wasn't a lot like cutscene stuff happening. I did read the correspondence in this one, but I must not have either found the last one or I just forgot after all this time. But you fight through a lot of guys. It's essentially just like a big fight. You're just fighting through like a lot of guys.
I really liked this for Feleria, because we went, obviously we're going back to Ostagar right before we go to war once and for all, basically.
Yeah.
We've done, this entire whole journey, and it's like, one, we need to revisit this before we end this thing, Mm-hmm. And what it feels like is, because in the beginning, when you're doing the Battle of Ostagar, you're so squishy. You've got like the most basic sword in the world. Even on easy, it's like a slog to get through. And I one-shotted every single Darkspawn in this, in this area this time around.
Yeah.
So it just felt like
these people that were that decimated you before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like we can do this. Like we can end this. Like, and then also what I love, not necessarily for Feleria, but just in general, is that corrupted Magister's staff is there when you're there. It's in that chest there. And you can, in the first scene of the game, be a shitty guy and steal from it if you want to.
Sure.
And then like you run the risk of getting caught, and then like the army doesn't like you and they're all mean to you.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but if you don't, like it's still here later and you can get it.
Yeah.
If you didn't recruit Dog in the beginning, Dog will be here when you come to return to Ostagar, and you get a second chance at recruiting him.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like
Very
that.
fun. I feel like there's something else fun from there besides the swords and stuff. I felt like it was a really like meaningful revisit to this thing that was like the worst, like the second worst day of Feleria's life was like, yeah, there was, my boyfriend, my brothers betraying me and setting me up, and my father disowning me and taking away my dwarven status, and my boyfriend getting, spurned
Shacking
to the
up and then
top side, and then fucking had one decent afternoon meeting people at the Great Warden camp, and then everyone died.
Every single person died.
Yeah. Not a lot of great memories here.
How is she feeling post reconciling with all that? Getting, kind of saving Ozamar, as it were.
Yeah. Well, so for her, she has done her part to save Orzammar. Like she picked the right king.
Yeah.
She's got dwarves on her side against the Darkspawn, which is the most important thing. She does not, to this day, think that humans, elves, dragons alike can win this war without an army of dwarves. You can't possibly do it. So yeah, she feels like, despite what any of those people are saying, she is the Idukan that she always was, and that she was always meant to be.
Yeah, it must have been weird the first time you came here, having just lost everything, and then having reclaimed it all back, and then head back over to it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's part of it. It's like I have my name back, I have my glory back, I have my purpose back, and I've restored like sanity to Orzammar. I can defeat this plague.
Return to this other place. Yeah.
Yep.
You fight through a lot, guys.
Yep. So,
you then fight the ogre who kills King Kaelin.
Who's been awakened by a necromancer. Because
there we go. Who's back up. Because Duncan killed it originally.
Killed him so much, yeah.
And then the Darkspawn Joker brings him back to life.
Yeah.
And then you fight.
You fight him while he still has Duncan's 2 blades stuck in his chest from that sick-ass cutscene.
It's a great-ass thing. Yeah. Killed him. Then you get Duncan's weapons.
Yeah.
And then you go and you kill the Darkspawn Joker.
Yeah.
After. And then it's kind of like you can now, that's it. Feel free to go home. Didn't find Duncan's body, as far as I'm aware. Jury's not out. Jury's still out. I don't think he died. I think he's Game of Thrones in on us.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a secret Veilgaurd character, which is Duncan. But he's a Darkspawn.
Fucking maddening.
And they haven't announced it yet, because it's a big twist. So they haven't done it. And he's just a character in it, and it's going to be crazy. And that's my fan theory. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. I have here as my last note for this DLC is that Wynn fucks, because Wynn and Alistair have like a whole weird flirty comment where she talks about how she's still young in some regard or something, and like essentially like asks him if he wishes to bed her, but not in so many words. She just talks about fucking.
Yeah. Wynn definitely fucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wynn fucks, and that's sick. I wish I could be that, but unfortunately not.
What did you do with Kaelin's body?
I gave it a real proper burial. I gave it like the king's, the whole king's thing. Yeah. Because again, this was the moment of the big switch of like, maybe we should take this seriously. And King Kaelin was very nice. Quinton is an elf and is a mage, and Kaelin was like, yeah, dude, what's up? That's fucking sick. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And then Quinton was like, this is like the guy that was nice to me. And he was a king, and he was great. And he died in this big fight trying to save everyone because he was fucked over by Loghain, who will die by my hand.
Mm.
Yeah, and so we gave him a proper burial. I imagine the same for you.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting. You can just like take him down and leave him for the wolves. Is another option.
Or could you not just leave him up there as well?
You
Is
can.
That not also?
Yeah.
You can leave him up
just
here.
Leave him there.
Or you could take him down and be like, he's gonna die anyway.
And really, it doesn't do much. But if you leave him there or put him down to the dogs, I think that it hardens Alistair.
I didn't know Alistair could also be hardened.
Yeah, only in this
Only in
game.
this
Like, this, but and it really just has one main effect later in the next part of the game that we're going to.
Oh, interesting.
What happens to
we
our
love
boy?
That.
I brought Alistair, Zevran, and Morgan to this.
Didn't bring Wynn?
Mm-mm.
But he specifically asks you to bring Wynn.
I don't do everything that he asks me to do.
But they never ask to bring someone. That's why I was like, oh, you're telling me who to bring? Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll definitely bring them.
Yeah. Bringing Zevran was awkward because he said one thing the entire time.
Yeah,
And
Liliana was the same.
And it was when we found Marek's blade, he went, "Can I have that?" we walked through a funeral pyre of me and Alistair's past, and that was the only thing he had to say to us.
Such Puss in Boots energy. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupider.
Very stupid. But I thought it was really cool. I thought it was like just really interesting to see the tower and everything like in this new light.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
It was great. It was such a good DLC. I thought it was awesome. What were you going to ask?
I liked it a lot. I forget. I don't think it was that important. I don't think it was
devastating. Devastating. Oh, it was so important. It was the most important thing ever. You've never said anything unimportant.
Yeah. There's I was just looking to see if I could miss anything, and I was looking at the wiki, and there's just the phrase here is Ogren will have a line if he's the only other member of the party. Doing a whole mission with just Ogren, no other companions, horrific.
That's actually like bile.
Never. No, thank you.
What does he say? Does he hit on you? Does he say,
I don't know.
This would be a good place to fuck?
Yeah. God, I wish I was so drunk.
God, I hate my ex-wife.
I hate my ex-wife. God, I talk to him at camp every night, and all he does is yell drunken things about somebody like stealing his pants, and like
he's not even good. Like, go away. You have no stake in this game. I don't want you here so bad.
He sucks so
I hope he does
much.
fly into the sky, and I hope he hits the moon and dies instantly. I hate that fucking loser.
I do hope he flies into the sky. He should.
He should.
He should. You get all this loot. I'm just trying to see if there's any little things. Oh, we find blight wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know if we've really seen that much.
I don't think
that's
so.
Cool. Because
I remember seeing them and being like, "Oh, look, it's weird wolves," and that's about as far as I got with my analysis of that.
I also think it's really funny. There's so much hierarchy amongst the Darkspawn here. There are like grunts and lieutenants and generals and stuff. It's too much.
They're fully it's fully an army. It's weird. No, I like it. I thought this was awesome. This is my favorite of the DLCs, bar none, pretty much.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really liked Soldier's Peak. Shales was fine.
That's the other thing I did this week. Last night.
What?
Shales.
What?
Shales quest.
What's Shale's quest?
Shale's personal quest, which is all the last bit of Shale's DLC.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that? I didn't know that was a thing.
So after Orzammar is when it unlocks, as long as she has a conversation with the Paragon, and when you get back, she's like, I'm trying to process what she said. She said that I was a dwarf and that I'm, a girl named Kadash, and I would really like to know what that means. Can we please go visit the Kadash Tig? And so you take her into the deep roads, into the Kadash Tig, and the fights there are a little
tricky,
a little intense. Yeah. And then you basically find like the Kadash monument with like all of the fallen listed there, and she finds her name like in the scribblings to like prove to herself that this is the truth and that she was once a mortal dwarf and now has to reconcile that.
Jesus.
Yeah, but then afterwards, she now likes me so much that she doesn't call me it anymore, and called me her very first friend.
Oh, well, that's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Well, that's
Really
cute and upsetting that I didn't bring her along.
I
There's always another playthrough.
love her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even done anything special, really. I loved Ostagar, but even after that, I tell you what, everyone now should have 2 specializations. Who is everyone on you? Because like for all of the NPCs. So mine is Alistair is a champion and a Templar. Sten is a Sten is a berserker. Oh, he might also be a champion.
I have Sten as a berserker. Ogren as a berserker. I have Morgan is shapeshifter and healer.
Very
Wynn
good.
is healer and what do they call it in this one? Arcane warrior.
Yeah. She's like that for me, but I made Morrigan a blood mage as well because I thought she'd like it.
Which makes sense, of course. Yeah, obviously, because you in love with her.
Yeah.
I have Zevran as assassin duelist, and I have Liliana as bard
ranger. Is the other one? What did you? Oh, you ended up going
bard
ranger. As well.
I made her bard. I might have made her bard assassin, maybe. I don't know.
That's neat.
Yeah,
I think I had a lot similar, but Zevran is a ranger because I always have Zevran with. Zevran has 2 swords, has Duncan's dagger and then a cheese knife. I think she just kept him with because I thought it was funny.
Cheese knife. That is pretty funny. That's very in the spirit of Dragon Age to have him with a cheese knife.
Yeah, I just thought it was fun. So I was like, well, he's not a duelist technically, so I'll give him a ranger stuff so we can have a little companion.
I fucking love being a ranger. I love it. Having that giant poison spider with me all the time just
that
rules.
Sounds fucking sick. Yeah, that's really
so
cool.
good.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aside from that, that's it. That's my whole thing. Those are my guys. With the fact that we're going into the Landsmeet. And we're about to finish base game.
Yeah.
Which means that we are essentially done with the game almost. We have one thing left to do. Yeah. Do you have anything else on your agenda? On your plans of just like, oh, well, I got to do this and I got to do this.
Yeah. So I wanted to do more about it last night, but then I passed out.
Didn't.
I got too tired after this part. But so I might do a little bit more tonight. But now we're in Denerim. And we are preparing to call the Landsmeet. But now that we're in Denerim, where our camp is in a new location.
Wow.
We're not at camp anymore. We are being put up in an estate. And so all of camp has been brought there, and they all have their own little rooms and sitting areas and corners. So there's some more stuff to talk to everybody about. And then also Denerim has more areas to explore now.
Yeah. I did know that there was more areas to explore because a bunch of stuff is grayed out all the time until... And I was like, we'll unlock that at the Landsmeet, I bet. Yeah.
Yep.
So, that's so fun.
Now I got more stuff to explore before Landsmeet time. There's also like a couple of quests that you have to do before the Landsmeet to like get enough information around town.
Sure.
And then as far as other quests, no, I think I did everything. Here's one I'm sitting on. I did pick up the lyrium drugs from Orzammar for the crime guy. Yeah. I haven't dropped them off. I don't know if I should yet.
You said you were gonna. Don't go back on your word, you coward. You were so excited to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Go
but I got Dagna all set up. Dagna's going to the Circle Tower. All personal quests are wiped clear. Except for Ogren, who hasn't given me one yet. I don't know if.
Well, yeah, because you've had him for 2 days. And he's
I
a drunk.
just don't
Who
even
cares?
want to talk to him.
Yeah.
But I keep doing it anyway to like see.
Yeah, to see if something's happening.
If something will happen, but nothing seems to be happening.
So, after last recording, and I kicked up a whole fuss about the fact that about my choices, and I felt bad about it. This was after recording. I'm informing the audience of our conversations. I was like, maybe I go back and I change it because I feel so bad. And then Dillin said, no, sit in your decision. This is it. Like it makes sense for the character to do so. And I was like, yes, I guess it does make sense for the character to do so, which is very fun. I feel so diggity dang awful because I even Googled what happens if you pick Harrowmont over Balin in the rest of the series.
Oh, that's what you wanted to read. I'm like, what did you want to read?
Yeah, I wanted to. Because originally I killed Balin. I joined Balin and I killed Harrowmont, and then Balin was so aggro with me
he's kind
afterwards.
of a dick about it. Yeah,
that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kill you. Then how dare you speak to me like this? And then I realized that I should have probably reloaded again. Damn, there was something else I wanted to bring up that we have briefly talked about off call that I feel so dreadful about.
Oh my God, you must tell me.
I know I must remember, and I can't actually remember what it is, which is so funny. Isn't that so funny, so sexy? That was it. We were talking, and because both of us know what happens at the end of this game, there's a big choice. There's a few of them at the end.
Yeah, several.
And I said, and I've known what I've wanted to do since the beginning. I haven't told you specifically what it was, but then I offhandedly made a comment about something related to the decision. And you said, no, you're definitely not going to do that. I know what you're going to do in relation to the end, which I think is so fascinating. And I'm excited to like prod you on that in like next week.
Next week,
like,
you get
what
to
do
prod
you
me
mean?
on that.
What do you mean? You know what what is happening, and because I've done like a week of thinking about it, and I think I might have changed my answer as to what's happening. I think I might have changed most of the answers that I know that I knew the question of the whole time.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I'm going to change all of them, and I think that's so filthy to me, and I'm excited about it because listen, I've made one bad decision. Let's just make a lot more, eh?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you could make a few less.
I can make a few.
You can
bad
make
decisions.
a couple less.
No,
you can just make a couple less bad decisions.
I don't know how they come up, and I don't know how naturally the conversation is going to evolve till that point. Because at the time I might change my decision. And do you know what now again, for people who have no idea about this game and no idea about the ending, we are talking in circles, and it's going to be bad. But it's good. But for people who do know, this is good prep, and people are going to listen next week. A lot of their questions are going to be answered, or they're going to be like, now I have more context for what they were talking around last week.
We're spoilering the choices in chat, just by the way, in the Discord. If you're in there.
Yes. Do you know what you're doing? Do you have like it locked in before the character knows what's going on?
I feel largely confident about most of how this goes. The lands meet. Am I 100% sure that I have everything needed to make the choices that I want to make? Not entirely.
That's a crazy sentence because I don't know that you need stuff for certain things.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
You do. Yeah.
Okay. But also, neither of us know what either of us are talking about at any time during this conversation because we're not mentioning it.
The three people in this conversation, me, you, and the audience, none of us have any idea what anyone's talking about. We have no fucking clue. But there are going to be some big choices coming up. I think I know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be so sad.
Yeah.
but it's gonna go how it's gonna go. We're gonna see how it plays out.
It's gonna go how it's gonna go, and it's gonna be an upsetting end.
And the thing is, here it is like the Landsmeet is the hardest quest in any video game ever. So who knows how it'll go? Who knows if I'll come out of this unscathed? We can't know until we get there.
No, that's huge. Okay,
yeah,
I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to die a lot and get frustrated with how difficult this video game is.
Okay, you're not gonna die at the Landsmeet. You will probably die at the Battle of Denerim.
Yeah, but you said it was the hardest video game level of all time.
Yeah, not because of dying. It's hard because
emotionally.
No, it's hard because like the choices are so like the outcome that you want them to be is like really difficult to obtain, and you have to be really locked in, and you have to make all the right choices and all the right decisions and say all the right things to the right people.
Wow,
it's maddening. It's politics.
That's something I'm famously really bad at. I'm going to try and play in character as hard as I possibly can, just so I can be completely exempt from fucking it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do that too. I did it really well, actually, but I just did it really well in character. And yes, I didn't get anything that I personally wanted, but the character did. Yeah. And then afterwards we're doing Awakening, and then we're fucking doing Dragon Age 2, baby.
We're at Dragon Age 2 in fucking no time at all.
No time at all. Record time we're hitting Dragon Age 2.
God. No, Dragon Age 2 is going to be done so fast. And I'm so excited to play it. I'm just genuinely so
Our
jazzed.
schedule for Dragon Age 2 is like 6 weeks, which I think is crazy.
It is.
It's less, actually.
I think it's less. I think it's 4 weeks.
That's insane. Is it that short of a game?
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
Dragon Age 2 is going to be
honestly.
prequel. Oh, five episodes.
5.
Prequel, Act 1, Act 2, Mark of the Assassin, and Act 3.
Wow. That's crazy. Love that. Oh. Yeah, awesome. Big fan.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm going to be sad to say goodbye to Quinn, but I am going to be excited to roll up a new guy.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm going to hate your Dragon Age 2 guy.
Well, it's going to be a girl, first of all, so sexism.
Girls can be guys.
Girls can be guys.
Get over it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's true feminism for my Dragon Age 2 character to be an awful piece of shit. Because women can also be dreadful. Feminism rules.
Oh my God. She was the doctor.
Yeah. That's it. Coming at you here first, folks.
We got you all with the misogyny.
Yeah. See, because a lot of things I want to ask you now are things that we should really talk about after Origins, because I want to know your general opinions, but we'll wait until after.
No, we can't do
Awakening
general opinions yet. We gotta wait. Yeah.
Because this is the furthest I've ever gotten in this game. I got out of, on my original playthrough, I got out of Ostagar, but I didn't do Haven. Not Ostagar, Ozamar. It's too many O's in this game, baby.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm almost finished it. It's crazy. I'm going to go to Denerim. I'm excited to do the Alienage. I haven't done any of in terms of quests that I want to do, I've done so many of the mages ones, but a lot of things require, like, there's a lot of things about finding places of power that I haven't done at all in any zone. I've tried to look for them, but I've always come up short. And one of them is in the Alienage that I keep looking at, and I'm excited to go in there.
The fucking Alienage, which is where you are from. No, because you did the
in a general
I keep
sense.
Forgetting because you did 400 Origins.
Yeah, I did. I
keep forgetting which one is your real one. Who is the real Quinton?
Well, it's going to be really easy because my Hawk for next time is going to be the easiest because I have one. I also because this game is the only one with multiple openings, right? Both Inquisition and 2 have
Right.
Kind of pretty similar openings.
Your opening will be the same for both of them. It is like things across the game will be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depending on what class you are.
Depending. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fun. But this one, I had to do all of them. Good. I honestly, if I didn't do all of them, I don't think I would have appreciated this game as much as I have done. Because I wouldn't care about any of the dwarf shit, and I wouldn't.
Why would you not just have empathy for the dwarves? And why would you not just want them to have, like, what the fuck?
I do,
you know?
But they're so politics based. But now I'm speaking to people and I know them, and you're just so uppity about dwarves.
Andraste begs the maker to give mortals another chance. Then did I see the world spread before me. Sky-reaching mountains arrayed as a crown, kingdoms like jewels, glistening gemstones strung across the earth as a pearl necklace. All this is yours. Spake the world maker. Join me in heaven and sorrow no more.
Huge.
Fuck you.
Love. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right. Are you done now?
Am I done?
Are you done? Are you done with your Dragon Age thoughts?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Good. Well, just because I wanted to do the in war. I wanted to do the Grey Warden bit. I actually think I should never lead it until the last episode. So I actually take that back.
What you just?
Yeah, I take that back. I aggressively did it because I wanted to talk aggressively at you because you've been judging me for a while. So I think you just needed to be put in your place for just like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. So you want me to start it off and you're still going to act like you don't know it? You're going to act like a pompous ass who's too good for this video game?
Yeah, I absolutely am. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Fine.
Do it.
Well,
lead us off. I don't know how to do this.
Grey Wardens. In war. Victory. In peace. Vigilance. I hate that so much.
There's too much delay.
Like, I can do it. No, I want to pretend I can't do it.
I didn't say I wanted to pretend I can't do it. I said I wouldn't do it. You said, okay, then pretend you can't do it. And I was like, all right, I'll pretend I can't do it.
I didn't say that. I said, is that what you're going to do? You're going to act like
Which is the exact same as asking me, is telling me, okay, keep pretending you can't do it. It's the same bit. But next week I can do it because next week it will be the last episode of Origins. Are we going to have a different... We'll talk about it in a few weeks when we start Dragon Age 2. Because when we talk to we've spoken so much about Dragon Age 2 just because I'm chomping at the bit.
I know, I can't
Oh my
wait.
God, I'm buzzing. I'm vibrating through the floor. I'm so excited about it. But we should talk about Dragon Age 2 stuff when we're playing Dragon Age 2 rather than talk about Dragon Age. We should enjoy Origins as we're here in the moment.
That's what I'm... Yeah, please.
I know, I just went on a bit of a tangent there, which didn't mean anything. I apologize. I'm all worked up. It's so hot and sweaty. I have been... Listen, say what you will about Indianapolis, and I say a lot of things negative about Indianapolis.
Fuck Indianapolis.
But they do know how to air condition a building to the point where it's kind of cold and uncomfortable.
Everywhere in America. That's just what
just
Americans
America.
do. We air condition.
Not in Canada. It's the sweatiest a room has ever been right here, and I want to die a little bit. It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which has been... I'm excited for when we are going to be recording in the winter when it's going to be a normal temperature here because all of the buildings are fucking insulated.
Oh, see, that's nice. I live in New York City, so we don't have insulation here. It's just
paper and rats.
That's what my house is made of.
Yeah, paper and rats.
My apartment
I can
is
see
made
your
out of.
walls moving right now as rats kind
That's
of
the rats.
wiggle around in
That's
them.
the rats. That's the colony. That's where the little guys live.
Yeah, and that's why New York keeps moving.
Because the rats are slowly moving it because they're coordinated and they all move at the same time, and so slowly, inch by inch, New York keeps drifting.
Well, it's also. I mean, it's also it. Listen, it's kind of like a infinite typewriters situation. Infinite typewriters, infinite monkeys.
Yeah.
If you get infinite amounts of rats to hold up all of New York's infrastructure, they're going to move a few inches every now and again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Thank you for listening to us talk about Dark Age. Dark Age? Dark Age. Fuck. Shit.
You got it wrong. I'm leaving
I
it
got
in.
it wrong. I don't know how to do it.
You can't do it. No.
In war, what happens?
What game are we playing?
What is happening here?
Oh my God. See you next time for the finale of Dragon Age Origins.
Bye.
Bye.
That's Super Dillin. SUPERDILLIN.
And that's Captain Krail.
Oh.
CAPTAINKRAIL.
Yeah.
Yay. You impressed with how fast I could spell?
Actually was. It's quicker than me. I was really excited that I could do Super Dillin really fast. I was really excited by that because I would still have to think about Captain Quail. Yeah. Maybe we should do that every time. Bye.